Hello, I'm Hal Jennings from the IBM Austin Executive Briefing Center, here to introduce Jim Rymarczyk, IBM Fellow and Chief Virtualization Technologist. Jim was a leader in designing Prism LPAR on IBM mainframe systems and has more recently brought similar virtualization technology into the Unix world with PowerVM on IBM's Power systems. After Jim's presentation, please stay tuned for information regarding where you can learn more about IBM's virtualization and consolidation offerings. Now, here's Jim Rymarczyk.
Today I'm going to talk with you about the important role that virtualization is going to play in IT infrastructures of the future. This is a really critical technology that's going to bring huge value to our clients, and IBM is very heavily invested in virtualization. We've played a significant role in pioneering and perfecting technologies in this area, and I'm going to describe how we're going to deliver that to our clients and the value it's going to provide over time. So let's begin with a staged view. If you're trying to leverage virtualization today, what's the most attractive first step to take? Clearly, it's consolidation of workloads onto fewer systems. By combining multiple workloads into virtual machines and LPARs on our servers, you're able to really drive up utilization of the hardware, achieve greater agility, and improve your energy efficiency. And this is really the low-hanging fruit. This is what our clients are doing today, and they're really harvesting significant benefits. But what's clear to us and to many clients is that there's another phase of technology advance that's coming, that's just beginning to unfold, and that amounts to using virtualization together with new management software to implement two major advances: resource pools, which are virtualized, as well as virtual resource objects, which are durable, movable entities in the data center infrastructure. The key thing about these advances is they go beyond just improving the use of the hardware and reducing CapEx to providing significant operational and management benefits for our clients. Most of our clients' cost is not in the hardware, it's in the management of the distributed environment, all these individual systems, the distributed sprawl that has happened. With pools, we're going to be able to take multiple systems and make those individual systems look like a single system from a management viewpoint. And that's a significant advance in reducing the labor it takes to manage systems. With objects, we're going to be able to take the software stacks, which today require a lot of labor. Customers have to continually build, test, and upgrade and maintain a multitude of software stacks. By making these durable objects, by providing the right tooling, we're going to be able to make those things much easier to provision, to deploy, to maintain, to clone. And these two advances are really going to provide huge benefit. While these two waves of technology deliver a lot of value, it's pretty clear that they also introduce significant complexity. They are changes to what is often a well-honed existing process. They tend to impact a lot of the existing processes and people that you have. So we thought long and hard about what we could do to overcome that issue. And the conclusion we came to years ago that we're acting on, and I think the whole industry is beginning to do, is integration of these technologies for the purpose of simplification. The idea is, instead of having the virtualization and management software be add-on components that the client has to choose, deploy, configure, test, maintain, why don't we build those technologies right into our offerings so the client gets a ready-to-use offering that has all of this functionality rather than a do-it-yourself process? And in fact, the experience we've had with our clients is that that's extremely valuable. We've been doing that for a long time on System Z and Power. We were pioneers in integrating the hypervisor as firmware, integrating I/O virtualization functions as firmware and hardware. This is now extending up into the management space. And you're going to see this happening more and more in the x86 space as well. And in our storage products, you're going to see integrated storage pools of various types that scale out. In addition to that, we're doing vertical integration, which is again another thing that we've been pioneering for many years. By integrating up and down the stack, hardware with firmware such as the hypervisor, with the operating system and middleware, it's possible to produce a more ideal solution that meets the customer need. Fundamentally, workload optimized solutions of various types. This can be extremely important in terms of achieving security, resiliency, performance scaling, and energy efficiency. And there's a long list of examples of where we've done this successfully. We've collaborated across different layers in the stack to deliver a significant advance to the client. A good example I'll point you to that we recently announced is DB2 Pure Scale. We're able to basically integrate our DB2 middleware with our operating system and hypervisor and platform hardware to provide a scalable, linearly scalable, highly resilient database solution for our clients. And you're going to see a lot more of that coming from us and from others in the industry. If you step back for a moment, what I've just described is how, from the bottom up, we can reduce the complexity in the IT environment by having these integrated pools, by having optimized scale-up systems with better integration. But even with those advances, data centers are still going to be complex, heterogeneous environments. There's no silver bullet that's going to somehow homogenize the data center. For that reason, another critical piece of the solution is service management across the heterogeneous environment. And happily for that, IBM has the Tivoli suite of products, which is an extremely strong leadership offering that now manages both virtual and physical resources. Finally, let me say a few words about the implementation approach we've taken, and you'll hear a lot more of this from other speakers. IBM Systems Director is our central management facility for all of our platforms, servers, and storage and middleware. And it manages individual systems as well as pools for all of our platforms. And we introduced a new, very central component called VM Control that does this. And Systems Director does part of the job. It manages at the platform level. It integrates upward into the Tivoli packages of service management software, which really provides the functionality across the data center. Of course, we also need to interoperate, and so using standard interfaces, we mix and match with componentry from other vendors. But fundamentally, that's the approach we're on. We're very far along. Most of what you need to do this exists today, but there are clearly a lot of advances throughout the rest of this year and into next year. So I realize this has been a very brief description of what we're doing, but I encourage you to take a look at the wealth of material that we're providing. I think you'll agree that we're entering an area in which virtualization is going to play a huge role in reducing IT complexity and cost, and IBM is determined to be at the forefront in introducing critical technologies of huge value to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, for your valuable insights on virtualization and consolidation. If you would like to learn more about IBM's offerings that support virtualization, please go to ibm.com/virtualization. You may want to also ask your IBM business partner or IBM sales rep to enroll you in one of the upcoming briefings on this topic that will be conducted in several different cities. Thanks for listening today. Come back again soon to learn more about IBM server and storage offerings.